Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we'll discuss the fourth verse of Damodarāṣṭakaṁ. So I've been giving a series, and first, second, and third now we have covered. So you can find the videos on the YouTube channel. Very, very deep. Each and every verse is very deep. And we can just go on meditating and speaking and listening about it for days together. Because the personality Satyavrat Muni, who has written this song, is very, very deep in his meditation. And here we understand that his meditation goes on going deeper and deeper and deeper as the verse is proceeding from first to second to third to fourth and so on. And the last one is really the crest jewel. It's at the top. And here, in the first stanza, the first verse of Damodarāṣṭakaṁ, Satyavrat Muni is offering his obeisances. Namāmīśvaram sac-cid-ānanda-rūpam. That's how the entire thing starts, entire Ashtakam starts. Namāmīśvaram sac-cid-ānanda-rūpam. So where he first begins with offering his obeisances, and this is actually his Mangalacharan. So if you have not watched that class, you can. It was a huge class of Mangalacharan, the first verse. And this Mangalacharan is offered where the devotee pays obeisance to the Lord, to the devotees, to receive the strength to describe the entire song or the entire book very nicely without any obstacle. Therefore, the Mangalacharan is offered. The first line is Mangalacharan. And after that, the Leela starts. So from the second line till the last verse of the second verse, last line of the second verse. So entire Damodar Leela is described. Lasat-kun gokule bhrājamanam yaśodā-bhiyolūkhalād dhāvamānam parāmr atyantato drutya gopyā. So Yasoda Maya, she caught Krishna, or she saw Krishna doing some activity, firstly stealing butter in his own house, then feeding to the monkeys, and she's seeing all that. And Krishna sees her coming with a stick. And it is described that as soon as Krishna understood that mother is there, he started running away from the ukhal. Therefore, lasat-kun gokule bhrājamanam yaśodā-bhiyolūkhalād dhāvamānam. He is running away from ukhal, that is the wooden grinding mortar. Why is he running away? Yasoda-bhiya. He is very fearful of Mother Yasoda. The same personality who is fear personified for fear itself. He is running away from the wooden grinding mortar out of fear of Mother Yasoda. And when he's running, so at that time, lasat-kun, his earrings are swinging to and fro. And some acharyas describe the earrings are swinging to and fro, and whenever they get chance, they went kissing the cheeks of Damodar. And then after that, what happened? The last line, it says, parāmr atyantato drutya gopyā. That personality who cannot be caught by anyone in this world, that Lord was caught by Mother Yasoda, who is just an ordinary gopyā of Vrindavan Dham. She runs much faster than the Lord and she catches the Lord. And this is great astonishment for all the acharyas. How did this miracle happen? And when she caught him, it is described, he started crying. Now there's a discussion also that happens between the two. So for that, you all can see the previous lectures which was given. Very nice, hilarious discussion. Maybe one of them I would like to share. So Mother Yasoda asking, that how did the pot break? She's holding the hand, she's asking, how did the pot break? And at that time, our Lord is saying, by Lord's will. How did the monkeys come inside? Because you kept the door open. And he goes on and on and on. And then here it is described that Rudattam or netra yugmam rijantam karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram. He is rubbing his two eyes. Yugmam, 2 times it is used. His 2 eyes are rubbed by his 2 hands and he's crying. Rudantam or netra muhu, again and again he's crying. Or netram yugmam rijantam karam bhoja yugmena satanka netram. Tears are coming from the eyes. But the eyes are also filled with fear. Then after that, the next line, Karam bhuja yugmena satanka netram, mohoshvasakam patri reka kakanta, stita graivam Damodara. It is described, mohoshvasakampa. अभी इतना भागे और पिटाई होने वाली है. He knows very well what's going to happen next. Out of fear and out of tiredness, he's just taking huge breaths. Moho, again and again he's breathing. And it's described, his neck is marked with 3 lines of conch shell. And there is pearl necklace also that he is wearing. So he's breathing heavily. So that time the pearl necklace is also moving on his chest. This is called meditation. What Satyavrat Muni is doing, this is called meditation. And now Shukadeva Goswami is not less. He goes to every room of Nanda Bhavan and checks what is happening. 10th canto, when Damodara is described, he's describing, oh, Krishna is sleeping in the bedroom, Mother Yasoda is there in one room, she's churning the butter, milk is there in the kitchen, it is coming out. And then what Mother Yasoda does, where they are running, how Krishna is running all around. Very beautifully. This is called meditation. Those devotees who have crossed the thing called Shravan Dasha, they are the ones who can come to Smaran Dasha. Shravan Dasha means the stage of hearing. So when someone hears sufficiently and properly, then the next stage that comes is Smaran Dasha, where they can do Smaran, where they can meditate. And this Prabhupada describes very nicely in Nectar of Instruction. Towards the, I think last few shlokas it comes, the purport very nicely describes the various dashas of a devotee. And then here Satyavrat Muni, he finally says that, what's the last line? Of Bhakti Baddha Itidrik, no, that is 3rd verse. Stita Graivam, Damodara Bhakti Baddha. So Bhakti Baddha. So how did Mother Yasoda tie Krishna? Krishna cannot be tied by mere ropes, but Krishna was tied by the rope of love of Mother Yasoda. Now Satyavrat Muni's meditation, it's very, very intense. It's not just Damodar Leela. He says, Itidrik swalila bhirananda kunde swagosham nimajjantam. Itidrik, like this, various pastimes that he has performed right from his appearance, his entrance in Gokul Mahavan, swalila bhi, by his own leelas. What is he doing? Ananda kunde swagosham nimajjantam. So he is drowning all the inhabitants of Gokul who are watching these pastimes. He's drowning himself. He's drowning the entire Gosha, entire Dham in what? Ananda Kunda. Now someone might say, why Kunda? You could have Anand Sagar bol dete. But as soon as you say Sagar, wo khara pani yaad aata hai. So here, very nicely, Satyavrat Muni uses the word Kunda. Ananda Kunda. We might have heard Pani ka Kunda. And if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, or something like that, yes, the description of sugarcane juice ka ocean, alcohol ocean, and whatnot. But here, he's talking about Ananda Kunda. One devotee was saying that how, when he was speaking about Ananda Kunda, one of the senior sannyasi disciple of Srila Prabhupada, that devotee is drowned in Ananda Kunda. That devotee was very tense, it seems. He was like, they were alive? What happened after that? When someone drowns in Ananda Kunda, that devotee is on a different platform of ecstasy. And here, every single Brajavasi gets this opportunity where they get into ecstatic symptoms just by drowning in what? Seeing the pastimes of the Lord. Akhya payantam tadiyeshitagyeshu bhaktyarjitatvam. So what Lord is showing by all these pastimes to all those people all those people around who are worshipping the Lord, consider Him as the Supreme Personality of God, it is showing that, okay, you understand my Ishi Tattva, you understand my supremacy. But then, just by understanding my supremacy and worshipping me with rules and regulations, okay, but you cannot conquer me. Because I am conquered by bhaktir jitatva, by my premi bhaktas, those devotees who attain love of Godhead, they are the ones who can actually conquer me. Bhaktir jitatva. And then all this meditation is going on. And Satyavrata Muni, suddenly in between, his emotions erupt and he says, Punha prema tastam shata vritti vande. When did he pay obeisance for the first time? The first line, the first word, Namaha. Now, in this shloka, third shloka, the last line is Punha prema tastam shata vritti vande. Again I offer my obeisance. Once, shata vritti vande. Again and again and again. Shata. So it's very nice that Satyavrata Muni is offering his obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times. Now when he's doing all that, so Lord is asking him, Kuch chahiye? Batao, what do you want? Because normally when devotees offer prayers, when they pay obeisances, so the Lord is very pleased. And Lord will ask, Chalo, batao, what benediction you want? Now all of you are doing nice Kartik Vrat. Yes. Many of you might have taken many vratas. And I understand that many devotees are chanting 20 plus rounds in the month of Kartik. Many have given up some foodstuffs also, it seems. Every day reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam, trying to keep the proper consciousness proper. On the last day, 27th November, when you are about to break the fast, Lord Damodara appears in front of you and says, Batao bacha kya chahiye? Ask me whatever you want, I will give you. So what will we ask? Yes. Don't ask anything. Satyavrata Muni is going to tell us what to ask. The fourth verse is a very technical verse and really very nice, very deep, very intense. So we'll go through this verse now, word by word, line by line. Śrī Śrī Gandharvika Giridhari Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. We'll sing this together. Varam deva moksham na moksham vadenkva nachanam vrineham varishadapiha idam deva purnatha gopalavanam sada me manasya virashtam kimanyai. So here, Satyavrata Muni, he's calling the Lord multiple times with different names. He says Deva, he says Natha, he says Vara Isha. He says, Oh Lord, oh my Lord, Varam Deva Mokshamna Moksham Vadinava. So he's saying, Oh Lord, when it comes to benediction, I don't ask for moksha. I don't ask for the topmost moksha. I don't ask for anything related to this. Cha. Now to understand this, let's spend some time and after that we'll come to the next few lines. That's very, very important to note. Krishna is called as Vara Isha. He is the master of all benedictions. He can give any benediction. Whatever we want, he will give. But there's only one thing that he does not give easily is, yes, his own prema or prema bhakti. He doesn't give that so easily. And the description says that you ask for anything, dhanam, tathastu. Krishna, not mine. Janam, tathastu. Sundari, double tathastu. Yes. So Krishna is ready to give anything and everything when you ask. When you render nice devotional service, you ask. Krishna will give. Kardama Muni, he did nice tapasya. He pleased the Lord, and when Lord appeared, he asked that please give me a very nice match for my marriage. And Krishna sanctioned. Devavati, the first class lady, was got there, and she was amazing wife who always served Kardama Muni. So Krishna gives. But when it comes to prema bhakti, devotional service which is rendered with love, that Krishna hesitates to give. Because Krishna, he understands this one devotee, or I should say two devotees, Srimati Radharani and Yasoda Maya, they have this and they make me run always. They bind me wherever they want. So Mother Yasoda bound Krishna to wooden grinding mortar, and one day when Krishna came late, Srimati Radharani bound him or to a tree. No rope was needed. She took some creepers and she tied. So here it is described that when a devotee does not have Krishna prem, the devotee runs behind the Lord. And when devotee gets Krishna prem, the Lord runs behind the devotee. So Lord prefers the first one than the second one. Yes. So our Lord is not very eager to give Krishna prem. Therefore, it's very, very important to ask only for Krishna prem. Rest anything you will get. Now, easy things why to get. Target something which is big. That's Krishna prem. So here, very nicely, what Satyavrat Muni is doing is, he's talking about, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. So let's see what he is saying he don't want. And let's analyze if we want that. And after analysis, if we understand if we want that, let's better remove that in the month of Kartik. That's what is the activity now we're going to do for the next maybe 1 hour or so. In 6th canto, we have a very, very nice personality, a demon devotee. Who is that? Vritrasur. If I had have said, who is a demon devotee, then maybe names would have come. So I specified in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th chapter. Demon devotee. Now, Vritrasur, when he was almost chopped off completely by Indra, towards the end of the entire fight. Now, Indra is fighting, and Vritrasur is fighting, and towards the end, when Vritrasur is about to leave his body, he's offering amazing prayers to the Lord. Amazing prayers. And Indra is all confused. Am I doing Vaishnava Prad or am I killing a demon? He's completely confused. Because the prayers of Vritrasur are so intense. Those last 4-5 verses of 11th chapter, 6th canto, so intense. It talks about the mood of a devotee. And what a devotee is anchoring for is very clear in those 4-5 verses. This verse, please repeat. This is the 25th shloka of 11th chapter, 6th canto. Na naka prashtham na cha parameshtham. Should I divide the verse and tell? Okay. Na naka prashtham na cha parameshtham. Na sarvabhaumam. Narasadipatyam na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va samanjasatvat virahaya kangshe. You don't know what you chanted now in the month of Kartik, in the evening, sitting in a temple. So Vritrasur is saying, Nanaka prashtham. I don't want heavenly pleasures. I don't want any luxury. And to translate that in our day-to-day life, I don't want high package job. That's what you chanted just now. I don't want any luxury. The first thing that he is saying. Then the Lord might say that, oh, okay, you don't want to go to heaven. Maybe you like to go to higher planets than that. Na parameshtham. I don't want to go to Brahmaloka also. Okay. So maybe you want to stay in the same planet and become the king of the entire planet? Na sarvabhauma. I don't want to become the king of the entire planet. Oh, maybe you want to become the king of the lower planetary systems maybe. The Bilas Varga that is there. Narasadipatyam. I don't want that also. Okay, so being on this planet, maybe you would like to become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest, fly in the air, and just think about and just grab and get it for yourself, whatever you want from the entire creation. Na yoga siddhi. I don't want the 8 mystic powers also. Okay, looks like you're a nice devotee. You want to break the cycle of birth and death? Apunarbhavam va. I don't want that also. That's a very, very important thing to understand, that a devotee will not ask for anything material. I'm talking about those devotees who spent some time in Krishna consciousness, understood the goal, and then fixed the goal, realized the goal, and hankering for the goal. I'm talking about that. They will not ask for any small thing. This problem I have, please take it away. I want this job, I want this match, I want this house, this car. Please kill my boss. No. So devotees will not ask all this. So devotee is always eager for something higher. And the last line says, Samanjasatva virahaya kangshe, very important line. He's saying that I don't want anything, O Lord, that will take me away from you. And there's a fact. Anything material that we hanker for, that hankering for that material thing becomes the obstacle between us and Krishna. So that is a big obstacle. And Krishna does not like anything between him and his devotee. Therefore, it's very, very important to understand what to ask and what not to ask. And we are very, very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada has institutionalized the Shikshastakam prayers every day morning. Knowingly, unknowingly, devotees chant, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarein, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishvare, bhavatat bhakti rahitu ki tvai. One of my friends would really get irritated when he would get the chance to read the translation of that. He said, no, verse number 4 or 4. And then you read. And always I would look at him and I'll do this. This was during the base days. So you see, this prayer which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting, he's saying, Na dhanam, I don't want wealth. Na janam, I don't want followers. Na sundari, I don't want a beautiful life partner for myself. Oh, you want moksha? Apunarbhavam, I don't want that also. What do you want? Mama janmani janmani ishvara. I'm ready to take birth after birth after birth. And what do I want? Bhakti aituki tvai. I want your devotional service, which is aituki, unmotivated devotional service. Now here, let's focus on one word. Apunarbhavam. And also in Shikshastakam also we have that Mama janmani janmani. Let's try to understand this. Now, Apunarbhavam, that is there, here particularly, and in this verse that we chanted, Varam Deva Moksha, the word Moksha, it represents various types of liberation. And especially here, it talks about Sayujya Mukti. Now, Sayujya Mukti is something which devotees don't want at all. Sayujya Mukti means merging in the Brahma Jyoti. Actually, we don't merge. We just are there like the spiritual sparks and the spiritual light. That's it. So devotees don't want that. Why? Samanjasatva virahaya kangshe, because that takes us away from the service of the Lord. Kuch service hi nahi hai. Just imagine there is light and you're just there and you're smiling. Eternally. Just imagine. Eternally you're just there and you're smiling. And after some time you cannot smile also. So then the person falls down. Let's come back to this Vritrasur. So the past of Vritrasur. So 11th chapter we have this. In the 17th chapter, past of Vritrasur is described. And who was Vritrasur in the past life? Chitraketu Maharaj. Now Chitraketu Maharaj was passing by and Lord Shiva is giving Bhagavatam class. All the rishis are sitting. Yes. And then Lord Shiva, it's a unique Bhagavatam class that is there. And unique Bhagavatam class, the asana is unique, the personality is unique, who's having snakes all around his body. See, when it comes to movies and photos and all of Lord Shiva, and we see, the snake is always like this. Yes, a rubber snake. Just imagine the original snake crawling around the entire body. And then onto that, to add the cream and the cherry on the entire scene, Parvati is sitting on his lap. And Lord Shiva is embracing Parvati and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And Chitraketu Maharaj is passing from there. And Chitraketu Maharaj stops there. And says, oh, how wonderful this Bhagavatam class is. Yes. And then he goes on speaking some things. And then Lord Shiva, he is equipoised, he's all calm. He looked at Chitraketu, he just smiled and kept quiet. So all the rishis who were sitting there, they looked at Lord Shiva, they also kept quiet. But wife cannot be quiet. And she started, oh, looks like you have been appointed to find faults in all of us. And she went on and on and on. And then finally, she says, I curse you. I curse you that you become a demon in next life. Chitraketu Maharaj, a great devotee, and he is cursed that you become a demon in next life. And Chitraketu Maharaj gets down, from his vahan. And then he goes there, he pays obeisance to Lord Shiva, he pays obeisance to Parvati, and he says that I accept the curse of yours. And then he leaves. Now, there's a big question mark on the face of Parvati. What happened? Kuch bola hi nahi aake. He's not even begging that please forgive me. And looking at Parvati's face, so at that time, Lord Shiva, he glorifies the devotees and he says, please repeat, Narayana parasarve, na kutaschana bibhyati, swarga pavarga narkeshu, apitulyartha darshina. So Lord Shiva is looking at Parvati and he's saying, what are you thinking? Saying, na bibhyati. These devotees, they are fearless. Why they are fearless? Narayana para. They are always surrendered to Narayan. They are always engaged in the service of Narayan. Narayana para sarve. Na kutaschana bibhyati. And the best thing for Parvati, please listen. They are not afraid of they being either in Swarga or Apavarga or Naraka. They are least bothered about that. Where they are, either they are in Swarga, that is heaven, or Apavarga, that is moksha, or Naraka, that is hell. They are least bothered about that. Why? Apitulyartha darshinaha. So for them, everything is same. Because in all the three places, the only thing that they do is render devotional service to Krishna. That's a very, very important thing, that for devotees, it doesn't matter where they are. So they don't hanker for moksha. And you know what do you mean by moksha? Moksha means to get rid of some problem in life. That is called moksha. So whenever in our day-to-day life, when we're praying to the Lord, oh Lord, please help me to get rid of this problem in my life, that problem in my life. That problem is like a person, please get rid of that person. So now you see, whenever we talk about getting rid of any problem in life, that is actually a desire for moksha. And the highest level of desire for moksha is what these Mayavadis or these impersonalists have, where they're completely frustrated with the entire material world and they're like, I don't want to be here in this material world. I want to get rid of this material world. I want to just go where? Brahmajyoti. Now it's a very important thing that we might hear various preachers speaking about this. Even I also speak many of the times. Get rid of this material world and go back home, back to Godhead. Actually, this is moksha vancha. Getting rid of the material world is moksha vancha. But it is needed. Initially, to trigger the thought and to make people understand this world is full of sadness, this world is dirty, this world is like a toilet, finish your job, get lost from here. Bhakti Siddhanta Sarvajit Thakur. Yes. Get lost from here. Now to make people realize the dirty place, then yes, we have various personalities who speak and we are chutku preachers, we repeat whatever they speak. So get rid of this material world. So whenever you say get rid of the material world, we are talking about moksha. Always remember this. And serious and sincere devotees don't want to think about getting rid of the material world. Because they have some higher goal. They don't want moksha. And the highest moksha, the moksha which impersonalists aspire for, is being some entity in Brahma Jyoti, or in their terms, merging in Brahma Jyoti. And Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad in Chaitanya Chandramrita, verse 5, he says this: Kaivalyam narakayate tridashapura akasha pushpayate durdantendriya sarpakala patale prokhata damstrayate vishwam purna sukhayate vidhi mahendradischya kitayate yat karunya kataksha vaibhavatam tam gauram evastumah. Very beautiful shloka, but we'll not get into this. The first two lines are very nice. Kaivalyam narakayate. So when it comes to devotees, for them Kaivalya, that is merging in Brahma Jyoti, is Naraka. Why is it Naraka? Samanjasattva virahya kangshe, because that takes them away from service of the Lord. Therefore, this impersonal liberation is something which they don't aspire for, because what is the job description of a devotee? Devotee's job description is to serve. And you remove service only from that, what remains? So they don't like. So, Kaivalyam narakayate. And Tridashapura Akasha Pushpayate. For them, heavenly planet is like phantasmagoria in Prabhupada's language. Phantasmagoria, that which doesn't exist for them. Because they know very well, wahan jayenge, wapis idhar hi aayenge. Because if I go there, I'll not be a good devotee the way I am now. Austin devotee. There I'll dance, with all Ramba, Urvashi and all, and then nice drink and then enjoy. Again come back and then be there in the base, doing austerity. So devotees are not eager for that. So therefore, very nicely, again and again you will see our acharyas saying, we don't want moksha. One moksha, getting rid of this material world. Another way to understand the same moksha is merging in Brahma Jyoti. This they don't want. They don't want this. So this is called as moksha for impersonalists. Now for your information, there is moksha for personalists also. That is, please repeat. So a son is giving Bhagavatam class to mother in Bhagavatam. Who is that? Kapila Muni is giving Bhagavatam class to his mother, and that is included in Bhagavatam. Yes, 3rd canto, 29th chapter. So if you all wish, you all can imitate this. Yes, at home. Very nice chapter, devotional service, pure devotional service. And in that, Kapila Muni is describing the glories of pure devotional service and glories of devotees. And in that, he makes a very, very important and a strong statement. Please repeat. Salokya sashti samipya sarupyaikatvam apyuta dhāvamānam na grinanti vinamat sevana jana. So there are 5 types of mukti, out of which one we have already rejected. That is Sayujya or Ekatvam. That is merging in Brahma Jyoti. There are 4 more that is there. And that is what Satyavrat Muni is saying. Varam deva moksham na moksham vadinva. They are saying the highest moksha of going to Vaikuntha, that also I don't want. And he's talking about these 4 mokshas. What are those? The first one, Salokya, going to the same planet as that of the Lord. Wherever the Lord is there, same planet. That is Vaikuntha. Salokya. Sarshti, getting the same opulence as that of the Lord. Can you imagine? You have the opportunity to become all beautiful, all strong, all famous, all knowledgeable. Yes. All renowned is there, but in this discussion we'll not consider. Yes. So we have all these. So anyone who goes there, they get the same opulence as that of the Lord. That's Sarshti. Samipya, the person gets the close association of the Lord as the personal associate of the Lord. Many times devotees ask this question. So what is the difference between Salokya and Samipya? Salokya, you go to the planet of the Lord, and Samipya, you become associate of the Lord. And for your information, anyone who goes to Vaikuntha, they also get 4 hands. But then the distinguishing factor between the Lord and his devotees, there are 2 distinguishing factors, 2 or more. One is the Srivatsa mark, the white curly hair on the chest of the Lord where Lakshmi Devi resides, and the Kaustuba gem that Lord wears. And a few more, those are described. So everyone has 4 hands there, and everyone holds Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. So what is the difference between Salukya and Samipya? And very simple example to understand is Jai Vijay. Now Jai Vijay's service is what? Being at the door. They are there in Vaikuntha, but they are at the door. So now they are not with the Lord, and Lord is not with them. He is not coming out, or they are not going inside. They are out. Yes, they are there at the door. So that is Salokya. Samipya, where someone is there close to the Lord doing some intimate service to the Lord or something like that. That's Samipya. And Sarupya. Sarupya is understood the same form as that of the Lord. So these are the 4 muktis which Vaishnavas aspire for. That too, the ones who want to go to Vaikuntha, they aspire for this. And here we understand that Satyavrat Muni is saying, I don't want this. I don't want the highest level of Vaikuntha, highest level of mukti also, that is going to Vaikuntha and getting these 4 muktis. And in fact, in this verse also, Kapila Muni is saying that dhāvamānam na grananti vinamat sevana janah. Oh mother, let me tell you, these devotees, they are next level. Even when these 5 muktis are given, they are not ready to take. Dhāvamānam na grananti, they are not accepting. And they are asking, is there any seva for me there? No seva, I will not come. Vinamat sevana jana, they just want to serve me, O mother. See, look at them, how great these devotees are. So devotees aspire to serve the Lord. They don't want bhakti. But here, a very nice statement. So what does Satyavrat Muni want? And along with, see, he already covered moksha, he covered the topmost moksha, and now he is saying, na cha anya, and the rest. And Sanatana Goswami, in his Digdarshani Tika, which I am currently studying in this Kartik month, very beautifully describes that here na cha anya describes Navavida Bhakti. And today afternoon I have spent a lot of time to understand what is that. अगर नवविधा भक्ति भी नहीं है तो क्या चाहिए इनको फिर? Actually, the thing is, Satyavrat Muni is saying, I don't want that happiness also that is derived from Navavida Bhakti. Many times devotees say, no, maza aa gaya aaj to kirtan mein. Prasad, maza aa gaya. Yes. Every day should be a Thursday. I've heard so many devotees saying that. And then so many times devotees say, once in a while, आज जप करके मजा आ गया एकदम, आज के क्लास में मजा आ गया. So Satyavrat Muni is saying, मुझे मजा नहीं चाहिए. I don't want happiness derived from the Navavida Bhakti also. Now this is something which is very high level. मतलब now devotees will think, प्रभु जी यही बचा था जीवन में. सत्यव्रत मुनि ने वो भी निकाल दिया. He's saying that I don't want happiness that is derived from Navavida Bhakti also. Now say, by the way, what is the problem, in this? There's no problem as such. No, at our level, we have to do this only. We have to do Navavida Bhakti. And that shloka where Prahlad Maharaj is chanting the shloka when Hiranyakashipu is asking, tell me the best thing that you have learned. And Prahlad Maharaj starts, please repeat. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmanivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktis Chenava Lakshana Kriyeta Bhagavatyatha Tanmanyeditam Uttamam. Very nicely, Prahlad Maharaj is saying that these are the 9 processes, O my dear father, and these 9 processes should be done as an offering to Lord Vishnu. The last line he says, Tanmanyeditam Uttamam. According to me, this is the best. And it seems Jiva Goswami describes in Bhakti Sandarbha, this last line, that this personality, Prahlad Maharaj, He is saying, after analyzing everything, after calculating everything, finally I tell, tan manye ditam uttamam. The uttama thing, the best thing that a person can do is these 9 limbs of devotional service. Now here, Satyavrat Muni's thing is, I don't want to do that, which has to be done after calculation analysis. I want to do something that is spontaneous, and that which is natural attraction towards the Lord. Now see, when it comes to us, when we practice Navavida Bhakti, we know how much we relish. Yes. Shravanam, 30 minutes done. Hearing, 30 minutes. Yes. Kirtanam, chanting 16 rounds, 20 rounds in the month of Kartik. And I've heard last day of Kartik, when they have to break their vow, they reduce it to 60. Yes. And then when it comes to other services, like be it deity worship or whatever, I've seen when devotees are missing Pujari Seva, tu kar, why you're not doing? You see, so naturally, we have distaste for all this. Natural. So here we understand very clearly that the bhakti that we are doing, following the rules and regulation, that is Vaidhi Bhakti, we are doing it because we are expected to do it. Right? There is no spontaneous attraction as such. Natural attraction, as such it is not there. But then Navavida Bhakti itself is a very, very big thing. And in Digdarshani Tika, Sanatana Goswami is quoting a verse, again from 3rd canto, 15th chapter, where he is telling that how this Navavida Bhakti starting with Shravanam is higher than going to Vaikuntha also. Very nice shloka. I'll explain the shloka. Kamam bhava sva brijinair nirayeshu nastag. Don't repeat. Kamam bhava sva brijinair nirayeshu nastag. So he's saying, who is saying this by the way? What is the context? The context is the 4 Kumaras, they curse Jai Vijay fall, and then here we have Lord Vishnu, who is there giving darshan to them. And at that time, the 4 Kumaras are telling the Lord that, oh Lord, you may punish us by giving us birth, kamam bhava, where? In the hellish planet. We are ready to accept. Provided, cheto livad yadi tuneti, padayorameta, provided our heart and soul are immersed in the service of your lotus feet. Vachaschanas tulasivat yaditengri shobha. And if our tongues are decorated with what? The glories of yours. The way tulasivat, the way the tulasis decorate your lotus feet, O Lord. Purahetate gunaganair yadi karnarandraha. And our ears, karnarandra, pureta, are filled with what? Gunaganair, your glories. So what is it saying? We are ready to go to hell, provided, Shravanam Kirtanam continues. So there in Vaikuntha they are saying we are ready to go to hell. And here Sanatana Goswami, he makes the point that Shravanam Kirtanam Adi, the Navavida Bhakti is higher than that of the bliss in Vaikuntha also. Means basically the point that he wants to make is just by doing Shravanam Kirtanam, the devotee can relish and experience the same bliss what he can experience in Vaikuntha. That's what it means. Now, when it comes to understanding this verse, the happiness of Navavida Bhakti, that is something which he is speaking about. Calculated, analyzed activities that we do every day, that is what is spoken about. But then he is aspiring for one-pointed attraction and attachment to the Lord. And what does he say? Varam deva mokshamna moksham vadinva nachanam vrineham varishadapiha. So what do you want if you don't want all this? You don't want moksha, you don't want Vaikuntha, you don't want the happiness which is derived out of the Navavida Bhakti also. So what do you want? Then he says, Idam teva purnata gopala balam. Now see, this word idam, it's like you're pointing and you're saying. So Satyavrat Muni's meditation is so intense that he's pointing to Damodar, who is bound by Mother Yasoda to the wooden writing mortar. He's saying, Idam te, Vapurnatha, oh Natha, oh my Lord, if you want to give me something, any benediction, then this is what I want. Idam te vapuhu. The same form of yours. Which form? Gopala Balam. This form of yours as baby Krishna. Sada me manasya avish, sada me manasi avirishtam kim anyahi. So he wants, oh Lord, this particular form of yours, I want that. Sada in my heart. Now, it's a very, very important thing to understand what is he talking about. He's talking about unconditional attraction and attachment to the Lord. That is the word sada, sada manasi. He wants that unconditional attachment and attraction to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this particular form that is there. And he's begging for it, that please give me. And the same parallel we can draw in Gaur Leela. Sridhar Kolovich also asks the same thing. So when Mahaprakash Leela was going on, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ready to give anything and everything to all the devotees who were coming there. And it went on for a good number of hours, if I'm not wrong, 22 hours. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting on the asana of Vishnu in Srivas Angan, and devotees are lined up, and they're coming and asking various things. Oh Lord, give me this, tathastu, take it. Oh Lord, give me that, tathastu, take it. And now everyone was done. And at that time, Lord is telling, call Sridhar. And now no one knows where is Sridhar, who is Sridhar firstly. Because always Sridhar was a background devotee. Always in the background. But always absorbed in the meditation of the Lord. Always absorbed in the devotional service of the Lord. And his profession was very amazing. Kola Vecha. He was selling kola. As bananas, banana leaves, banana stem, banana cups, banana flowers. In a place where you find banana trees everywhere. So you can imagine the profit that he'll be getting. And you can imagine the margin that he'll be keeping. So, very poor. Hardly he had anything. Even his dhotis, had a lot of holes. His patched roof hut that was there, that had a lot of holes. And his stomach would always be empty. Hardly even get any food. And we chanting loudly the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, calling out to the Lord. And the neighbors were really fed up, like ours. Very fed up. How much you people shout? And this, at least our neighbors are better. Sridhar's neighbors were really pathetic. They would throw some vegetable and say, eat this and shut your mouth. It's the empty belly that is making noise. And Sridhar would not feel anything. He would continue chanting. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving address of Sridhar Kolavechar, obviously he didn't say that go behind Jagannath, Rajapur Jagannath Mandir, go there, you'll get it. So he said that when you go near to that place, you will hear loud chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And then 4 or 5 devotees went to get him. And then they heard the sound. When they went there to the hut of Kolavechar Sridhar, it is described that the devotee said that Lord Chaitanya is calling you, please come. And Sridhar Kolavechar, with so much of dainyata, he said, me? Are you sure me? I am nowhere eligible to come to this assembly. I am nowhere eligible. That meant for devotees, not for me. This is called as humility. Or time pass mein nahi bol rahe the. He was actually feeling, I am not qualified to be in that association where the Supreme Personality of Godhead is personally present with all his pure associates. He was feeling that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told these devotees, Yena kena prakarena, somehow or the other get this devotee to me. So Kolavechar Sridhar, no, I'll not come, I'll not. And devotees picked him and then brought him to the sabha and put him in front of the Lord. And at that time, Sridhar, he was so touched by the gesture of the Lord. And just by standing in front of the Lord, he was so touched. And the Lord started asking, tell me, Sridhar, what do you want? You're such a nice devotee of mine. Tell me what you want. And whatever Vritrasu negated, he also negated all of them. Lord is asking, you want to go to heaven? No. You want to go to the higher planets? No. You want Yoga Siddhi? No. You want a big palace in this place with a lot of opulence? No. And he's saying, oh Lord, I've got everything. Who is saying this? The poor person who has got holes in his dhoti, holes in his hut, who hardly has anything to eat, he's saying, oh Lord, I've got everything. And then finally, Lord is asking, for my satisfaction, you ask something. Can you imagine how much anxiety Lord takes to give benediction to his devotees? So outside people come with a big list in front of the Lord. Oh Lord, I want this. Lord, I don't think he might take that much of interest to sanction that. But he is very keen to sanction those desire of the devotees which is there in the heart, which they don't want to ask. And here when it was asked to Sridhar Kolavicha, tell me what do you want? And at that time, Sridhar is saying, oh Lord, same thing. Sada me manasya virashtam kimanyai. Oh Lord, may that beautiful form. Here he is saying Gopala Balam. There he might have said Nimai Balam. Yes. That beautiful form of that Nimai Pandit would come to my place and argue with me for 2 hours for the banana price, the price of the banana cups and the leaves and the flowers. And after arguing for 2 hours, he'll take it free from me. I want that form to be always there in my heart. Just imagine all the devotees there when they heard this. Everyone, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. All the devotees were ecstatic, hearing that, ecstatic. And in front of Sridhar Kolavicha, it is described that Lord manifested his Shyamasundar-rūp along with entire Vrindavan Dham. And Sridhar, he saw all that, and he saw all that, and he saw all that and fainted. How can a devotee, that which is he aspiring for such a long time is there in front of him, he's not able to fainted. So here we understand that multiple devotees, multiple times in Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Chaitamrit, they're asking for something which Satyavrat Muni is asking. Therefore we see that the devotees are consistent in their desires. So the scripture is also consistent in what the scripture is mentioning. And here he's saying that I want one-pointed attraction and attachment to the Lord. This is what he's aspiring for. Very, very important. Now, how to understand what do you mean by one-pointed attraction, attachment, to the Lord? So in our life also we can see one-pointed attraction and attachment to sense gratification. One-pointed. Even if we are here and we forget about sense gratification, suddenly our mind will take us to that. And there is no need of any extra endeavor. You see, all of you sitting here, I'll not ask how many of you all went out and did what, but surely you'll go out and then come back. So this is called as unconditional. No condition is needed. Naturally it will flow. And strong attachment for sense gratification. Strong attraction to sense gratification. Many times the Bhagavatam class itself, all our desires will also pop up. On Sunday, one of the new Gita course participant came to me and then the devotee was telling that, Prabhuji, I must tell you that the best of the best ideas are coming during chanting. What should I do? I said, congratulations, you're progressing. You're progressing. You see, this is what happens when you're doing devotional service. We're getting some other thoughts of sense gratification. That itself goes on to say the unconditional flow of thought towards what we are attached to and what we are attracted to. So now you just translate that to a pure devotee. For him, he is doing some material activity and unconditionally his attention flows towards his attachment and attraction, and that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Naturally it flows towards that. He's seeing some things, some blackish, bluish things around, and he remembers Krishna. He sees peacock feather, holding peacock feather in the hand, he cries, remembering Krishna. Some flute sound somewhere, and he remembers Krishna. And we hear flute sound and we remember all those musics and songs that we have heard in the past. Yes. And as soon as we hear that, maybe we'll go to that song and maybe immerse ourselves. Yes. Ananda konde nimajjantam. And then come out of it. Yes. So here we understand very clearly that what do you mean by unconditional flow towards that which we are attracted to and attached to. And here we understand very clearly that the way we are flowing towards sense gratification, these pure devotees flow towards the Lord. And this is what is expectation and the desire and aspiration of Satyavrat Muni that I want that unconditional attachment and attraction to you, O Lord. So a very, very important thing that we have to understand in our day-to-day life as devotees is whatever we are doing in our day-to-day life, if that is not leading to rati towards the Lord, shramaiva hi kevalam. Please repeat. Dharma svanishtatapam saha vishwasena kathasuya nodpadayat yadiratim shramaiva hi kevalam. Dharma svanushtita pumsam vishwaksena kathasuya. So whatever occupational duty we are doing, and for devotees, occupational duty is devotional service. So whatever activities we are doing in devotional service, na utpadayat yadiratim, if we are not developing attraction and attachment, rati, towards the service of the Lord, shama eva hi kevalam. Certainly that is a waste of time. Oh, that's what is mentioned here. Therefore, it's very, very important that we understand. Now when I'm chanting, reading, hearing, whatever services I'm doing, finally the goal is what? The goal is I want to attain rati. I want to attain rati towards the service of Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna, towards chanting the holy names and Srimad Bhagavatam. Rati, this is what we're supposed to develop. Or else it's just a waste of time. Even in Sri Navadvip Bhavataranga by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is offering prayers to Narasimhadev. So someday we'll discuss the prayers, what a Gaudiya Vaishnava should offer to Narasimhadev. And one of the prayers is this. He says, Swachanda Vaisehe Vatsa Shri Gauranga Dhame Yugala Bhajana Ahu Rati Ahu Name. Here, on behalf of the Lord, he is saying, Oh Lord, if you want to tell something to me, then this is what is the benediction that I want. And what is that benediction? Yugala Bhajana Ahu Rati Ahu Name. So he's saying, Oh Lord, if you want to give me something, then please give me rati. Please give me attachment. Please give me attraction. To whom? Yugala Bhajana. Service of Jugal Kishore. That is Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna. And then rati towards Name. That is holy name. Consistency in the desire of pure devotees you can see. Be it Satyavrat Muni from Satyuga, or be it Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Acharya in the parampara. Yes. Consistent. Therefore, something which you have to aspire for is rati. And finally, the rati has to be so great that Radha and Krishna are my pran. Everyone together. Radha Krishna prana mora Jugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Aranai Mo. So here, Radha Krishna Pranamor Jugala Kishore. Who are Radha and Krishna for Narottam Das Thakur? Pran, life and soul. Yes. We should ask this question, who is our life and soul? Yes. And the answer will be no Radha Krishna. For sure, not Radha Krishna. So Radha Krishna Pranamor Jugala Kishore, that this Jugal Kishore, Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, they are my life and soul, Prana. Jivane Marane, be it living or be it the dying time or death, Gati Aranai Mor, I don't desire anything apart from the lotus feet of this Jugal Kishore, that is Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna. And the last, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasirano Dasas Seva Bilasha Kore Narottama Dasa. So he's saying that who is he? He is the servant of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No. He's servant of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is he saying? Seva Abhilasha Kore Narottama Das. What is he expecting? What is he desiring? What are his aspirations? That I just want your seva. Seva Abhilasha. I want your seva. Whose seva? Jugala Kishore. Who are his pran. So this way we understand that finally if we have to develop something in our life in devotional service, then that is rati towards the service of Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna. If you are doing Shravanam and if you are not developing rati, some problem is there. If you are reading hours and hours together and rati is not getting developed, some problem is there. All the activities on Naveda Bhakti we are trying to do, but rati is not developing, some problem is there. So we have to ask what is the problem, correct that. The quality will be the problem in whatever activities we are doing. The desire will be the problem. Many times activities we might be doing in devotional service, but the end goal that we are aspiring for might not be proper. So this is the goal which our acharyas are saying. This is the goal which Satyavrata Muni is saying. He wants rati. He wants that constant flow, sada, uninterrupted attraction and attachment to the Lord. Sada me manasya virashtam ke manye. This is what he's saying. So here the question comes that, okay, how to develop this attachment? And it's very clear. If we hear Hari Katha from that devotee who has got that attachment, who has got that attraction, for the service of Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna. And if we serve that devotee who has got that attachment, got that attraction for the service of Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna, towards the holy name, towards Bhagavatam, that devotee can give it to us. Yes. And that is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is that personality for all of us. He has that rati. He has that attachment. He has that attraction. And we can see that in the Bhaktivedanta purports, where his ecstasies are just erupting here and there in the Bhaktivedanta purports. His love towards Krishna, Śrī Śrī Radha and Krishna can be easily seen. Any scientist, any Mayavadi is a rascal if he speaks anything against Krishna. You see? And when his foreign disciples, they asked about Radharani, can you speak something about Srimati Radharani? What qualification you have to hear about Radharani? We need to get qualification, then you hear about Radha and Krishna. And how much he condemned about those people who directly jumped to Rasa Leela. How much he condemned? Why? Because a devotee who has got strong attraction and attachment to the lordships cannot see anything that goes against their name, form, qualities and pastimes. They cannot see that. They cannot. And we see here, Srila Prabhupada has got that strong rati. Obviously, he might hardly speak about Damodar Leela the way it is spoken now in the current Daskan. Maybe he might not speak about various other pastimes of Krishna the way it is spoken now. From his own books, by the way. Devotee is speaking from his own books. But then his rati can be easily found by the rati that he had for the instruction of his guru and the rati that he had towards the name, form, qualities and pastimes of the Lord. How much blissful he would feel towards the last few days of his life when he was hearing the pastimes of the Lord. How much bliss he would feel. And devotees at one point, they were reading Krishna book and Prabhupada is ecstatic. And they were reading those Asur Vada Leela, killing of this Asur, that Asur. And one day, they finished all the Asur and they were searching now which Asur should they speak about. And Prabhupada said, what happened? What are you searching for? We're searching for some Asur Vada Leela. And Prabhupada started smiling and he said, anything about the Lord is blissful. Anything about the Lord is ecstatic. This is what is Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, when he would read his own books, he would say, oh, this point is so amazing. Oh, that point is so amazing. Now, we might not understand what does that mean. But those devotees who are hearing Prabhupada's dictaphone and typing and then making the books ready, they're feeling it all. Prabhupada, come on. It's you who have spoken. It's you who have written these books. And Prabhupada would say, no. Krishna has dictated and I've just penned it down. But this point is very nice. And we understand very clearly that the way Srila Prabhupada established Śrī Śrī Radha, Krishna, Archa Vigraha everywhere all around the world, the way he established ISKCON centers which are not different than Sri Vrindavan Dham, how much attachment he had towards Vrindavan. One day when he was there in a foreign country, and then at that time, he asked devotees, where am I? And if I'm not wrong, it was New York. And the devotee said, Prabhupada, you are in New York. No, I'm in Sri Vrindavan. Even when he was traveling in Jaladuta to the west, at that time he writes in the Jaladuta diary, I'm missing my Radha Govind, Radha Gopinath, Radha Madan Mohan, my Vrindavan Dham. And in his songs it is very clear that I want to go back to Sri Vrindavan and revive those pastimes back with Lord Sri Krishna. Revive is not the right word. Enjoy those pastimes with Krishna. So in this way we see the attachment of Srila Prabhupada, the rati, towards Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. And towards the end of Srila Prabhupada's early pastimes, it is described. The rati towards the holy name of Srila Prabhupada was so great that when he was leaving his body for ascending back to Goloka, his mouth was open, but the tongue was moving in sync with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when Babaji was pointing, and he was telling the other disciple, look at the tongue of your spiritual master. He's chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's how Srila Prabhupada leaves his body. This is called as rati, attachment, unconditionally flowing towards the attraction and attachment to what the devotee has. And here we see it very clearly. Therefore, finally what we have to develop in our life is rati towards serving Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, rati towards the holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam. And that comes by serving, by hearing those personalities who have it. And we are very fortunate that Senapati Bhakta of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is our dear spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada ki, Śrī Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakaṁ ki, jai.